What's going on, you guys? In this video I'm going to show you the difference between a harness, a martingale collar, and a prong collar when you're walking your dog. I have a Doberman that's 6.5 months old. As you can see, she has a regular harness on, right? Regular harness. Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate to you how she pulls when we walk with the harness on. So I need to add some distraction, so I got a ball here. She has really high ball drive, okay? So we're just gonna pretend we're at a park and there's a bunch of dogs everywhere, right? This is gonna simulate high distraction. Stay. So as you can see, when we walk, see how she's pulling. And then this is how she's gonna be if we go out to the park. If there's a dog there, she's gonna pull. See that? See how she pulls? Okay, this is with the harness. A lot of people use a harness and they wonder why their dog pulls so much. Okay, so now I'm gonna introduce the Martingale collar. And so when the Doberman is a puppy, we use the harness. When the puppy was about 4 months old, we introduced the Martingale collar. So it's a flat collar, it's comfortable around the neck, but when you pull on the leash, it gets tighter. Okay? So there's a little bit more pressure added to the dog. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on and you'll see how the dog reacts when we go on the walk with high distractions. Okay, check it out. See how she pulls? And so the whole purpose of the Martingale is so that you can practice before you move on to the prong collar. But see how she's choking herself out? So the Martingale is good for practice, right? You can practice doing this. Leash pops. Okay? She's already conditioned to it, so she kind of knows, but when there's high distraction, she still pulls. And this is your chance to correct. You see how I'm correcting like that? It's a pop. You don't want your dog to pull. You want to pop it. Okay? Pop. Pop. There you go. Good, good, good. All right, you see that? You see how she really wants it? She's pulling, right? So when the dog's pulling like that, you practice tugging. Yeah. So you don't like that? Tug. Boom. There you go. So this is the Martingale is going to give you practice on how to do that. If you don't want the dog to get what they want, you just tug like that. It's not a pull, because if you pull, you're going to suffocate them. You want to snap it. See, you see how she's kind of hesitating now? It's because we're doing corrections. But we start off with the Martingale when they're about 4 to 4.5 months, because their neck muscles aren't that strong yet. She's 6.5 months now, and so I'm gonna show you how I introduced the prong collar to her. And the prong collar is the next step up after the Martingale. Okay, so now that the dog is 6.5 months old, I can introduce the prong collar. And this is what I do. I feel like at 6 months, you know, the dog has developed good muscles around the neck, so she can take this tool. But basically, it's the same thing, right? It goes around the neck. When the dog pulls, it gets tighter, okay? And when I introduce the prong collar, I get a bag of treats, and it's gonna feel weird. The dog's not gonna be used to the way the spikes feel on the neck. All right, so when I put it on, I give some treats to make it positive, to let the dog know that, you know, it's okay. This is a good thing. All right, and so you want to get the Herm Springer because it's a really good quality. They've been around for many years. And what's important is that right here on the spikes, they're rounded off and they're smooth. All right, if you get the knockoff ones, you'll notice that they're kind of sharp, and that will hurt your dog. These ones are real flat and they're not spiky at all. They curve really nice, and it's sanded down, so it's nice and smooth. Make sure you have your treats ready with you. When you put it on, you don't want it to be that loose, okay? So put it on, and then good girl, give her some treats. Good girl. All right, so this is my setup, you guys. Now that the puppy is 6.5 months old, when we tie the Doberman up, we put it on the harness, okay? And when we do training, we alternate between the Martingale and the prong collar, depending on what the exercise is. So this is my setup for our daily routine, and we leave it on the dog the whole day. Before the dog goes to sleep, everything comes off. And so I'm gonna demonstrate to you guys the difference between each collar. And now we're on to the prong collar. So you're gonna see how much better the dog responds to the prong collar. And it's very important that when you introduce the prong collar for the first time, that you don't yank on it right away. All right, there should be no corrections. You put the collar on and you give them treats, right? Make it positive, let them know it's okay. And so this is exactly what I do, okay, when I put it on for the first time. So I got my leash, I'm gonna connect it to the prong collar, and I have my treats in my pocket. It's very important. Make sure you have a lot of high value treats for this, okay? Because the dog's gonna be, the dog might be okay with the prong collar, or it might trip out. It depends, but you have to be ready for whatever reaction the dog makes. And you're gonna just hold the leash like this, okay? And you got your treats, and you're slowly just gonna walk around. Okay? Slowly just gonna walk around. Good girl. If she follows you, you give them a treat. This is the time where you wanna give your dog a lot of treats. The very first time you introduce the prong collar, positivity. Positivity, okay? Just walk around. All right. So now I'm gonna add the distraction like all the other collars, and you're gonna see the difference. Okay, just walk around, have the treats ready. Good girl, good girl, good girl. He really wants the ball. This is a high distraction. But as you can tell, she's not pulling. She does pull every once in a while, but it's not hard. See that? She's pulling right now, but it's a lot different from the Martingale and the harness, right? And as you can see, I'm not doing any corrections. Okay, we're just slowly just walking back and forth. And then when she follows me, good girl, and I give her some treats. I'm holding my phone right now, so I can't do that. But just want to show you, this is when you first put your prong collar on. Be very light-handed, okay? Because you have a lot of time to work on this. Be very light-handed and just walk back and forth. Let the dog get used to the pressure. You know, start off light. Start off real light. Good. Let's go. Back again. She pulls, walk the other way. And we're not doing any snaps just yet, okay? We're just letting her get used to the collar. And that is it. Come back the other way. Good girl. Good girl. And then you can start off by letting the dog sit with light pressure going up. Good. That's a good, I would suggest doing that exercise, the sit exercise, before you do any snaps while you walk. Because you just want to let the dog know that, you know, nothing's going to hurt you. You just have to follow me and don't pull. If you don't pull, everything will go good. All right? So you see he walks away, come back the other way. To me. Good. And pull up. Good girl. Keep it positive. Have the treats ready. Go. Walk here. Come back. And so this is the introduction to the prong collar. But as you can see, wow, look at her. The ball is over there. She still wants the ball. So, but she isn't pulling. And that's how beneficial the tool is, you guys. And you guys already know this Doberman is a high drive. So basically, you just want to walk around. You just want to walk around like that. Uso, good boy. See, he's been waiting for that. He's been waiting for the ball the whole time. See how she's pulling like that? It's okay if she pulls. If it's the first day you're introducing this, don't do any snaps. Just pull her back the other way. Okay, good. And then I'll do the sit. Pull up until she sits. Good sit. All right. Give her some treats. Good girl. Come around. Pull up again. Good. And so just do this exercise for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? Don't get aggressive. Don't tug hard. This is the first time the dog is experiencing the prong collar, so you want to give a good introduction. Okay? And just walk back and forth. If she goes ahead of you, walk the other way. Right? And then you can practice and then light pressure up. Put her on a sit. Good girl. And as soon as she sits, you let go of the pressure, okay? It should be a loose leash. Okay? And that is the introduction to the collar. And that's the difference between the harness, the Martingale collar, and the prong collar. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hope this gave you guys a general idea of how each collar is used. A lot more goes into this. I recommend everybody investing in education. Invest in an obedience class that offers help on prong collar, and they will teach you how to properly use it with commands and corrections. Okay? But this is just a little demo of how I use it and when I introduce it to my dogs. Hope you guys all have a good day. Write down any thoughts or concerns, questions, advice down in the comment box below. I read every single comment. And go ahead and click on this video right here to see how I walk all 3 dogs together with the prong collar.